Welcome to our video on a lesson study designed to bring science research into the classroom. What you are looking at right now is an animation of internal waves in the South China Sea. Internal waves occur within our oceans and can reach the height of skyscrapers. They propagate throughout our oceans and are an active area of study for researchers from the Scripps Institute of Oceanography. It is this phenomenon that was the launch for our lesson study project. We asked students to create their own internal waves and investigate their impact on life in our marine ecosystems. My name is Alec Barron, and I am a science instructional coach in Escondido Union High School District. Thank you for joining us for our lesson on skyscraper high waves and photosynthesis. This lesson comes from ONR Reel, a project from CREATE, the Center for Research on Educational Equity, Assessment, and Teaching Excellence at the University of California, San Diego. ONR Reel is designed to create a powerful context for Office of Naval Research supported researchers partnered with secondary school science teachers in the San Diego region to translate research practices and findings into powerful learning experiences for youth. This lesson was designed with support from researcher Dr. Matthew Alford at the Scripps Institute of Oceanography. Dr. Alford studies internal waves, which are much larger than the waves you see at the surface of the ocean. They are formed when two liquids of different densities have something that sets them in motion between one another. In the ocean, these waves have implications for submarines, ecosystems, and climate. The lesson was built by first meeting with Matthew Alford and learning about the phenomenon of internal waves. During this presentation by the researcher, a question came from the team of teachers about whether there was a possible correlation between ocean turbulence caused by internal waves and bioproductivity in the ocean. This wondering led to the driving question for our lesson. How do internal waves affect photosynthesis in the ocean? This question led to the design of a lesson that was aligned to a performance expectation in the next generation science standards that asked students to develop a model to illustrate the role of photosynthesis. Specifically, students were asked to investigate the relationships between internal waves, nutrient mixing, photosynthesis, and bioproductivity. From their open inquiry, students were asked to construct a visual model to explain the phenomenon of internal waves and photosynthesis, and then actually use that model to make a prediction about where bioproductivity would be greatest on a planet without any land. The 5E learning sequence begins with the Engage and Explore. The first lesson has a learning goal of what causes internal waves to form. What we did is we let students explore the phenomena of internal waves in wave tanks, and we asked them to develop a model to explain how density differences affect internal waves. Once students had a familiarity of what an internal wave is, what causes it, and the variables that affect it, we moved to day 2, and our day 2 lesson was the explain component of the 5E learning sequence. In this lesson, we asked students to figure out where we find more life in the ocean and why. And the way we asked them to do that is to design an experiment where they built a model within their wave tank of a seafloor feature. And then they used that seafloor feature to model exactly how nutrients get mixed from internal waves. We asked students to construct a model that explains how those seafloor features affect the amount of life through the cycling of nutrients that occurs from the impact of internal waves on these seafloor features. Once that model was constructed so that students could visualize how nutrients mix from internal waves, we asked students to make a prediction. And in day 3, in our extend portion of the 5E learning sequence, we asked students to predict where you'd most likely have greater bioproductivity in a complete water world planet. We did this by asking students to use a bathymetric map to form a claim about where bioproductivity is the greatest in a planet with only water, and write an argument that uses supporting evidence from their investigations in the wave tanks. The resources to do this lesson in your own classroom are provided in this video's description. This includes the lesson plan, alignment to standards, handouts for students, slideshow presentations, research videos, and a description on how to make your own wave tank.